Okay, we've started up Blender. As you should be able to see, I'm running version 2.79b, and we'll delete the default cube. Go to import, import SVG, and pick desktop, and there's our lambda. I'm going to do a B to block select and hit period, and there it is. All right. It's, as you can see, it's really tiny. And in fact, if we try and get too close to it, it gets disappears because the thing is so tiny. All right, so I'm going to go into edit mode. Wait a minute. Yeah, we'll scale it first. Okay. Rolling the mouse back and hitting S to scale. There we go. There's our lambda. What is it? Alt G. Alt A. Is it Alt A? Alt G to lock in the. Can't remember. Yeah, clear scale. Alt S. Whoa, no, didn't want that one. All right. Now we go over here and we see that since it's not a mesh, it's a curve. In our data properties, we click the curve icon over here. And then let's pick 3D. Well, okay, we'll try 2D. I didn't like that. Right. So we want to extrude it a little bit. Not too much. That looks too much for the size. We'll fix that later when we edit it. All right, so now we want to add a little bit of bevel to it. Oh, let's change the color so I can see it better. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's add a little bit of bevel to it. I have to be very careful with this bevel because it adds all kinds of crazy artifacts when you do it. I think we'll call it good. Although that bevel depth looks really deep. Can I get it smaller? No, I'm at the absolute minimum. Okay. Yeah, all right. Now what we want to do is convert this to a mesh so we can edit it. So we do Alt-C and say mesh from curve meta surf text. Now before I go any further, I want to make a copy. So Shift D, move second layer. Okay. Yep. All right. Really should move the cursor back to the center again. Okay. All right. Now let's go into edit and take a look at our mess here. As you can see, we got a lot of issues here. The first thing we should do is, since we're going to make this into like a signpost or something, we need to, let's remove the bevel part of the bottom So I hit Z to get the wire mesh mode and do ortho. Type B for box select and pick all those vertices, and then I'm going to delete them all. Now I'm going to select the remaining ones and remove doubles. And for some reason, it's got the merge distance set to really no, to 0. So that'll get rid of the vertices that are, what would you say, co-resident. But I want to raise that number up. Whoa. Huh. Well, I guess I'm not going to be. That's interesting. It is only showing part of it. It's not showing the full value. So what happens if we put a 1 here? Yeah, it's working. That must be a bug. Let's try a little higher number. Have to be careful here so that we don't destroy it by removing too many. But this is going to save us a lot of work. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, how we doing here? Let's look at this thing. We've got some problems right in here, obviously, some serious problems. We've got some problems here. Got to do a lot of editing to clean this up. I will speed this up for you in the final edit. I hope if I can figure out how to do that at least. Alright, now I'm going to move this over to the center, to the cursor, and hit Z to go into wireframe mode. Get you started here. So, one of the editing things I like to do to clean these up is to turn on auto merge editing and then turn on the magnet and then select vertex. And then we can do is we can find vertices that we don't like and we can fix them by doing a grab. Let's try, so do a demonstration. So I type right click, select that one and move it over to here and then they become one. Do a G and then there. So we fixed some of that, but not all. Right click, G, move it up to there. Oops. G, why did he, looks like he grabbed too many of them. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Now let's clean up that a little bit. I'm going to turn off the magnet. And then select it. And we'll look at it from the top. And move it over a little bit so that they appear to be nice and straight. Whoops. What happened here? Let's turn off that auto merge guy. That's probably what's getting me here. Yeah, I like it. That looks good. Now let's see, how many other problems do we have here? Looking around for it. One little trick I found is if you go into object mode and look at it, you can see where there are problem areas by the shading. Like right in here, it looks like there might be some problems. Maybe not. It's looking pretty good. Let's do a Shift Alt Right Select. Whoops. Go into Edge Select mode. Alt Right Select and see if we can get everything here. Yep, did. Which sort of implies that there aren't any really serious issues with that. Now I'm going to do an Alt F for fill. And so we fill the bottom of it. Oh, actually, no. Let's do a Control Z. Before I do the fill, what I want to do is, since we've got the beveled part left, I want to extrude that down. In fact, we've already got everything selected. So yeah, E, Z, extrude it down just a little bit. There, that gives us our bevel relief. Yeah. Now we do an Alt F to do the fill. And there we go. Boy, that was easy. I guess I did it earlier, and one of the things I didn't do when I did the remove doubles is I didn't jack up the selection for the remove doubles. I didn't crank that merge distance up. And by doing that, it removed a lot of horrible imperfections. So, okay, so what we've got is, as we can see, 256 vertices and 688 edges and 400. That's a relatively that's going to be a relatively inexpensive thing to upload. But look at there. What happened there? Was that the result of that? Yes, of that. I did another remove doubles. So I did a Control Z out of that to fix that problem. So yeah, you can see what happens if your remove doubles gets to be too big a number. We can do some more cleanup here. Do a little bit more just to show you the use of that magnet. Turn that on, and again, make sure it says vertice, because we can remove some of these extra vertices that we don't need. Oops, we're in Edge Select. Control Tab V. Select that one, do a G, and move it over. That thing seems to be really picky here. What are you doing? What do we got here? Closest, Snap target closest. Yeah. G. Is it, what is it doing? When I right click to lock it in, or hit enter to lock it in, it's going bazonkers. Vertex mode, closest, snap target active. That's really not going to help. That, nope. This is a bug in GIMP because it should not be doing this. It should be only snapping that thing to there. Well, guess I'm not going to show you how to do that. So anyhow, we've got the mesh cleaned up and it looks pretty decent. We look at it in object mode. We might have a little bit of a problem down there. That looks a little bit flaky. Do we have some extra edges? No. I think we could upload this guy to, we can upload this guy to SecondLife as is. If I find out why the snapping tool is not working, I'll post another video to go along with this one. Call it whatever, something or other A or something like that. Okay, so go and do a save as, and we'll call this in desktop back in there. We're going to call it Lambda. I discovered this recently. If you put numbers in it, like so, then when you save it, okay, so we can do a yet another save as, and what happens is you can do save versions, so you can click on it and it Blender automatically increments that thing. Is that cool or what? All right. Now we still have that other copy there. We don't want to save that one. So when we go in here, make sure that one's unselected. And then right click to select this one and do an export collada default selection only. And export collada. And there you go. All done. A little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but that will get you shows you how to do it. So let's review. So what you did, go find yourself some graphics, save it. I saved it as a PNG file. I edit it in GIMP to clean it up a little bit, to remove the some of the artifacts, like there might be watermarking or some other stuff in it, to remove it, make it all a nice solid color, and then save it as a PNG with an alpha file. Then we open up Inkscape. In Inkscape, we used the convert path to convert it to bitmap, deleted the original raster version, and then save it. I removed a few of the path entries, but that really wasn't necessary. What that did basically is when you got this guy out, it would change the number of vertices that you'd see here and the complexity. Okay, so we save it as a vector graphics file, and then we did an import of it with Blender, and then we did our powerful Blender editing tools. And one of the key things is we went to the curve settings and added bevel and height, and then we went into edit and chopped the bottom of it off so that it was removed the bevel from the bottom, since that just adds unnecessary topology that we don't need. And then I did a remove doubles, and when you do a remove doubles, I wanted to make sure that I was careful with the numbers, and we fiddled around with them for a little bit to remove some of the problems. And then you will find when you start doing this that when you have problems, well, when you have a graphic symbol that has a, what is that, an acute angle like this in it, you will find that it will be mucked up, and you will definitely need to do some repair work on it. Right, that's about it. If you like this video, please subscribe and click like. Thanks very much.